60 to 70, 80 mile per hour winds is coming out of this storm to the west of Sioux Falls. Otherwise, these storms over here are producing not quite as strong of winds, but still above the severe thresholds. That's why that severe thunderstorm warning also goes until 2 a.m. This storm here that includes Parker, Hurley, Freeman, Minnow, that goes until 2:15 a.m. So just a little bit longer as that storm moves to the southeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, producing upwards of 80 mile per hour winds. And hail. There is some hail reported, but so far the hail that's been coming out of these so far has been less than the 1 inch in diameter threshold. Just checking over the reports again, nothing has come in new since 1:47. So we just have these severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings that are still in effect here for a few more minutes, about 5 more minutes, and then we'll get a whole new update of warnings and such. But there's this warning, severe thunderstorm warning until 2 a.m. Looks like this one might be allowed to expire as the strongest of the storm, which is right here. It's kind of starting to move out of this warning, which stretches right there. So wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this gets kind of shrunken down as the storm continues to move to the southeast. We're getting some new updates here. The severe thunderstorm warning from National Weather Service in Sioux Falls. This one is for 70 mile per hour winds and 3/4 inch hail for penny-sized hail. For this is the severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from the Palisades State Parks to Rowena to Harrisburg to Chancellor. So this is for, there we go. So there we go. I got it already starting to see it pop up there. Right there. This goes until 2:45. So that's been loaded into my graphic system. This is for these counties: Western Lyon County in northwestern Iowa, northwestern Sioux County in northwestern Iowa, Rock County in southwestern Minnesota, Minnehaha County, which is already under a severe thunderstorm warning, Lincoln County. This now includes you, so Lincoln County in southeastern South Dakota and eastern Turner County in southeastern South Dakota. That is for this storm. So this area, they're expecting the storm to move into this area. So this area was just put under a severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile per hour winds and hail the size of pennies, which is below the threshold, but it's still definitely some pretty strong storm here. Radar indicated this will be near the Harrisburg, Worthing, and Rowena area around 2 a.m., so here in about 5 minutes. Lake Alvin State Recreation Area at 2:05. Valley Springs around 2:15. Larchwood, Iowa, and Beaver Creek around 2:20 a.m. Canton around 2:30. Hills and Newton Hills State Park around 2:35. Inwood, Iowa around 2:40. Rock Rapids, Dune, Hudson, Lester, Alfred, and Fairview around 2:45 a.m. So that's if the storm can hold together long enough, it'll be in those areas, assuming the same pace of this storm. So let's zoom out a little bit, get the big picture here, and I'll back up about 30 minutes. This is what the storm has done over the last 30 minutes and how it's evolved. Moving mostly to the southeast, although that storm that was over Sioux Falls earlier on was actually moving to the northeast. So let me switch back over to the sky cam here. This is what it looks like at Sanford Health right now. It's definitely starting to see some improvement. We can see some lights that are in the distance on the other side of the Sanford Health. Just 10, 15 minutes ago, all these lights here you couldn't see because it was raining so hard there in central Sioux Falls, but now it looks like things are starting to lighten up. Let's switch back over to radar. See here. Let me see if there's any updates to that tornado warning. I'm really interested in seeing that. Here we go. Report from the National Weather Service in northern Sioux Falls. They're reporting penny-sized hail. And there we go. So the tornado warning will be allowed to expire for McCook County and Minnehaha County, and Davison, Hanson, and McCook counties. The severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for those areas, Davison, Hanson, and McCook, those will be allowed to expire at 2 a.m. So we're just going to recap this and we'll send you back to normal programming. But essentially this whole line of storms right in this area in southeastern South Dakota, moving generally to the east to the southeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, producing upwards of 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. Let me put the loop on for you. And moving to the southeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, upwards of 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. The hail has been 1 inch or less. This is more of a wind event. When we look back on this, it's going to be more of a wind event than a hail event. Upwards of 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. Wouldn't be surprised if when the sun comes up, we get lots of reports of some damage in these areas. 80 mile per hour, that could definitely knock over some trees. So we'll have to keep an eye on reports throughout the day. This is moving into northwestern Iowa over the next hour. So for now, so this is what we're looking at. So we have this warning here. This goes until 2:45 in the morning. This is for this area in southeastern South Dakota, southwest Minnesota, northwestern Iowa, right? So that's where the box is of the warning. And then we have this, this right here. This is the state line. So that kind of help give you an idea of where we are. And so that's for upwards of 70 mile per hour winds. And then also that storm to the west of Sioux Falls, that's been producing upwards of 80 mile per hour winds. Getting some extra updates here on these severe thunderstorm warnings that go over the next hour. But anyway, so because the tornado warning has been allowed to expire, we're going to send you back to normal programming. But once again, 70 to 80 mile per hour winds I've been seen out of these storms, and penny-sized hail. This goes over the next hour. We will cut back in if anything else were to be need to be updated. But for now, thanks for tuning in. We'll send you back to normal programming. Thank you.